Hello,
Oh,
and here we are again. Another Div 4 game.
yes.
And who's it between popping?
It is between Portrait Goblins and 31 APM.
Yeah, so these are two teams that have both played for a few seasons. Okay, 31 APM joined last season, and Portrait Goblins joined in season 7. Both played in Div 4 last season, and fair to say both had a difficult time in Div 4 last season. 3 wins for 31 APM and 4 wins for Portrait Goblins. They did play against each other as well, and Portrait Goblins walked away with a 2-0 win in that match. So could see a bit of revenge this time from 31 APM.
Yeah, I mean, we know ourselves from our team. We've beaten teams in the past and perhaps underestimated them when we played them a second time and gone on to lose. I can think of 3 occasions that's happened to us, so the previous result is definitely not a forecast of what we're going to see tonight. So
And we've seen a lot of changes to HOT since last season as well.
definitely.
It's fair to say completely new meta after the latest patch. Got mages coming in strong, and obviously the forts and keeps and towers changes. So teams are playing a bit different. They're prioritizing soaking and getting less value from getting the early objectives. So yeah, different strategies coming into effect this season. So easy to see that teams that have kind of perhaps lost in the past could be coming up trumps with different strategies coming through now. So could be a good one, particularly as they were quite closely ranked within Div 4 last season as well.
Yeah.
This is a good opportunity for each of these teams to get a win, kick their season off now. Both currently showing as 2 losses from 2 games. However, it looks like 31 APM didn't play one of the matches,
Yeah.
so only really having had 1 loss so far.
Yeah, we're currently in the map draft, so let's switch over to that. So first pick is going to 31 APM. Portrait Goblins have started off with banning Alterac and Braxis, and 31 APM have responded by banning Dragonshire and Sky Temple. So now,
Yeah. No, those bans don't particularly tell you anything about the strategies. 31 APM obviously banning fairly big maps that kind of require your team to be split quite a lot. So, perhaps they're going to be looking for something smaller, something a bit more team fight focus. But Portrait Goblins have picked Curse Hollow. So, yeah, I mean, good team fight focus map there, because obviously you're fighting around the objectives in choke points and away from lane, but it's a big map. So, you're just going to set up the lobby now.
I am going to do that.
And we'll get in there and see what they pick. Looking at the heroes that they've picked so far this season, it's been quite a diverse range from the teams, with the exception that Portrait Goblins have picked Johanna 4 times, Anduin 3 times. So certainly they've got a preferred tank and preferred support, picking those top tier tanks and supports up. 31 APM haven't played any hero more than once so far this season. So.
Yeah, limited information with them only playing the one game so far.
And so far as well, Portrait Goblins have had Curse Hollow picked against them, and they lost on that. So maybe they tried a strategy there that didn't work out, or they've since then practiced it and kind of want to use a new strategy. So we'll have to wait and see. Portrait Goblins, I'm just seeing, did play Butcher in one of their games. That's gotten me a bit excited.
I am very excited.
Always happy to see a Butcher.
Okay, so just forming the lobby now. Portrait Goblins are nice and prompt.
With the portrait synergy, except for one rebellious team member.
Yes, 4 members. Well, yeah, they have the PG behind before their usernames. They have the portrait, and then Aelos doesn't have the portrait, doesn't have the PG before his name. A new member,
maybe
perhaps.
I was going to say that, or he's the hard carry, and he can stand up for his rights better than everyone else. He can do what he wants.
Quite possibly. There's Humph.
All of Portrait Goblins are of a good level. They're all 1,000 plus. Some of them up near 1,800. So they've certainly played a lot.
Yeah, I mean those high levels will suggest diverse hero pools. So
yeah, so they
a bit more
could
flexible
be
in
playing
draft.
anything.
Yeah.
I've got a player called Fenix. So was was a nice warning sign.
Definitely. Right, straight. So 31 APM, just joining the lobby now.
Taking a little bit longer to join, and
could be. So, do you think we're going to get anything as wild as the Vikings we saw last night on Cursed Hollow, or?
I mean, like I said, I've just spotted a butcher, so that suggests that Portrait Goblins are willing to try some slightly more out there heroes.
Yeah. I mean, we could see a Vikings from 31 APM and then a butcher.
Butcher counter,
having a
get
feast.
as much meat as possible.
Yeah.
As for 31 APM, they have in fact played Fenix, so yeah, watch out for Fenix on Fenix.
Yeah.
And other than that, nothing too outrageous. They played I know they banned Orphea out. Banned Deathwing, banned Kel'Thas. So not a fan of some of the mages.
Well, it's that mage meta that you keep mentioning. It's, you know, need to get it banned out. So 31 APM are playing with a sub this match, and they're just having a few issues getting them into the lobby. So
maybe not a sub that's played too much Heroes Lounge.
Quite possibly. There we go. Got 4 out of 5.
5 out of 5.
Okay, all the teams are here.
I hope it was Genius that was struggling to join the lobby.
Just for the irony.
I mean, I think I want to be announcing the heroes that people are playing for 31 APM. They have much more manageable player names than.
Well, I mentioned this earlier, and you said you really want to announce Portrait Goblins. So.
I don't know what I'd been looking at on Heroes Lounge. Obviously, I'd gotten confused. Maybe it was just the fact they had someone called George, and I just presumed the rest of the team names would be easy.
Well, yeah. I mean, we can swap. It's
all right. It's all right. I enjoy the torture.
Let's take on the challenge. It's fine.
Everyone's ready, and we're going to be heading in. At this stage, I'm going to remind you to change screen.
Thank you. Well, I'm not going to do it just yet, but I'm going to have it ready there.
And set up the bet.
Yeah, the betting is quite ready.
This is what we live for. Let's see how many points I lost in the last match. I was 607 last time. Can you give us points so that we can keep betting for when you know?
I can do.
When you score on that. I lost nearly 100 points last match. It's not good.
Well, now's the time to win them back. So we are heading into draft. First pick to 31 APM.
I just want the teams to know that if I'm betting on you, you better pull your fingers out and deliver. If I show the faith in you, you gotta pay it back. So first ban is going to be with which team?
31 APM.
31 APM. Do you think at this stage of the season we're going to start seeing some target bans? Yes.
Yeah, I would say so. I don't think Johanna's a. I mean, she's a very popular hero, but yeah, maybe not first ban material on Cursed Hollow.
I mean, they've played her in every game so far this season.
Yeah.
So 100% pick rate, take away that comfort pick.
Yeah.
Might mean we see the Anduin as the next ban, or maybe a Kel'Thas, as we know 31 APM like to ban the mages anyway. They also have previously banned out Deathwing, so they might be banning that.
So Li Ming ban in response.
Kel'Thas.
I think that is Kel'Thas. Definitely comfort picks that are being banned right now. Respect bans.
I mean, Kel'Thas can be pretty punishing on this map because of the choke points.
Yeah.
Get some bomb value.
And same for Li Ming with interrupting the objective channels. The final ban will be Tassadar. Maybe just a bit of a meta ban there.
Yeah,
maybe
they felt the raw power of the new buffed Tassadar and don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, they got
Jaina
first.
picked up.
Yeah,
they got and All-Star. Okay, so we're going to be going for some globals. Get that macro play on.
Yeah, nice quick drafting going on already.
Yeah, really quick drafting. Both teams obviously knowing what what they wanted straight out the door.
Definitely.
Diablo, nice synergy with the Jaina. We might be seeing a nice Ring of Frost APOC here. And Jimmy, they're going to be really looking for the hard engage, blow people up in those choke points.
Definitely.
See how quick this full stat is to gust them away and save the team.
Yeah.
Can't believe we're through to the second ban stage so quickly.
Yeah, it's all gone a bit too quickly, I think.
At this stage, you take away a support, so I guess they're going for the Brightwing, deny them a global. I mean, we could still see something like an Abathur come out for 31 APM or something like a Dahaka, so they could still get some global value.
Yeah, definitely. I think they need one of those, to be honest, to match the Falstad. Or well, that said, they do have decent wave clear, so.
Well, but you could always pick up something that's just able to kill full stat. go for the gang, go for like a Valera or Butcher or something a bit out there.
Or a Zeratol, and then go for the full wombo. Portrait Goblins picking up ETC and Greymane.
Nice.
So another potential global from ETC if he picks Stage Dive.
Yeah, but you've also got Power Slide followed up with Greymane Hard Engage.
Yeah.
So if someone's out of position, they've got the potential of being punished quite hard. You're going to have two teams both wanting to engage quite aggressively. So we could see fights ending relatively quickly once they start.
Yeah. The Lily. I love it. Yeah. And Sonya. Okay, that's...
Sonya. So Sonya, potential for a leap, following up on that Diablo. Even more wombo combo there. Lily obviously got the blinds. That's a bit of a problem for Greymane.
Yeah.
Also, for expecting hard and fast fights, you've got the potential that Lily's just going to pop jugs straight away, start trying to heal her team up, and try to survive the 5 seconds the fight lasts.
Yeah. Okay. Off-lane Ufa. Interesting.
Nice. That's a really good pick for countering the hard engage, isn't it?
Definitely.
He's going to shut down quite a lot of the aggression.
Yeah, I mean, you've got good interrupts as well for Lily if he does go for jugs. Good interrupts for Sonya, plenty of stuns.
And I presume he can lane no problem against Sonya. There's not that much threat of her just pushing in. He can save his stun for when she tries to spin to win, deny a bit of healing.
Yeah.
And so, where will your money be going? Game 1?
Well, as soon as I saw Lily, I was all over that.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Interesting. So it's obviously we're big fans of support, because as soon as I saw Ufa, I thought, yeah, that's the final pick that's won the draft there. So I am putting my money on Portrait Goblins.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that Ufa's just a lovely counter pick. I think it's gonna shut down the hard engage too well.
Yeah, I do like it. I'm not gonna lie, but no, I saw Lily and I just thought yes, all kinds of yes.
The risk is as well, you're going to have Diablo and potentially Sonya, obviously, if she goes leap, going in quite hard. If there's not really, I know you've got the Lily blind, but they do have to think about protecting that Jaina and Jimmy from the Greymane.
That's true.
So if their hard engage doesn't quite go as planned, they're going to end up split and then having a Greymane chasing them around in circles.
Yeah.
So, on the left, we have Portrait Goblins with Don Trooper playing Uther, Kulpi playing Kulpi playing Rhaegar, Aeolus playing Greymane, George playing ETC, and Pook and Melly playing Falstad.
On the right hand side we have 31 APM, we have Justia playing Sonya, we have Humph playing Diablo, Phoenix on the Reyna, Genius on Lily, and Gurkle on the Jaina.
Yeah, and bit of spinning in mid lane, bit of posturing. ETC is going to be looking for that power slide on Jimmy, I think. And there it comes. Can they get a nice quick early kill? Greymane choosing not to engage, so yeah, playing safe and sensible. You've already got Falstad soaking bot, and Uther and Sonya starting their slow standoff against each other in top lane.
Falstad's gone for the auto attack seasoned marksman on level 1. I'm surprised that he didn't go mid first to try and get a few stacks there, but he did go straight to bot. I felt like he could have gone top first, but mid
he's
first.
Already managed to clear one wave in bot. 31 APM did manage to rotate down and still get at least half of the XP there, so they didn't miss out too badly. Any other shocking talents from what you see? Diablo going for the heals on the stuns.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is the map for it, so no, I think that's fair enough. Ace in the hole from Reyna, not going for the slightly more meta now Exterminator to race those bosses, but
yeah. But I suppose you've got the Jaina giving you constant slows. You're going to be focusing over the Diablo stuns, so
yeah,
you could see some quite good value from that. So I don't hate it as a choice, that's for sure.
Good awareness from Portrait Goblins. They went straight for that siege camp as soon as it spawned. Then they noticed that the tribute was spawning on bot, so they have delayed the capture there.
Yeah, nice.
I would have expected them to go for the bruises now, though, since they have delayed that. But
Uther trying to bait the Sonya forward a bit, but then not being able to stun her when the rotation up did happen. You've got Jaina on the camp for 31 APM, so Greymane can push this a bit and be a bit aggressive. There's nothing there to stop him. And here's the stun on Sonya. Oh, this Greymane's playing very cautiously. I think I would have quite happily jumped in on that then. Bit of a fight in mid lane, but there's not really much kill potential from either of those teams. So unless one decides to tower dive or they get a rotation, I don't think you're going to see much action in that mid lane. Portrait Goblins now capturing the siege camp, and they're going to rotate down to the objective, which is perfectly positioned for them to be able to clear out 31 APM's siege camp as well. Uther and Sonya not coming down very quickly, so we might just see them stay top. It looks like Uther's contemplating leaving lane.
yeah.
He's coming now, so they're going to have the advantage in the team fight if it lasts long enough for him to get there. But Greymane trying to channel, not necessarily the best choice when the fight is still going on so close to him. He could just help out his team and secure a kill. And instead, nice stun on the ETC, but he gets away. Jimmy gets punished by Rhaegar. Yeah. That was the 5-man advantage, basically. As soon as the Uther got there, the fight was won.
Yeah. Jimmy tried really hard to interrupt the tribute capture with his Q. He nearly got to it, but the tribute got captured and he lost his life.
I think 31 APM was unlucky not to get the ETC. He was trying to zone them out for a really long time while Greymane was channeling, and his health just slowly etched lower and lower. But yeah, they just couldn't get the kill on that, unfortunately. They are very much a level 10 wombo combo team, though. So I think if you're 31 APM, you don't stress too much until then, when you're going to look for the big team fights and try to get multiple kills at once. Both teams getting the bruisers. What are you aiming at?
Interesting to see Holy Fire from Uther at level 4, which is the Burning Rage talent.
Yeah,
So going for the wave clear, which okay, I can see it on this map, but he does lose a bit
yeah.
of dueling potential with Sonya perhaps, and a bit of self-sustain. But
The other thing is you're gonna accidentally aggro a lot of towers and forts onto you now with the
yeah,
new changes.
quite possibly. ETC is in a bit of trouble here. He has got Uther for support, so he should be okay. And he,
Yeah, I mean, the fact that those two successfully zoned that out was quite impressive / lucky.
yeah,
Obviously, EPC managing to survive, but yeah, Greymane and Jimmy didn't bother to rotate up, and everyone's straight back to soaking. Portrait Goblins have managed to etch out nearly a half a level lead from kind of their soaking. They've not captured any additional camps or anything to get XP leads. They've had one kill. Nothing major going on just yet. I think we're going to see a lot of action when we hit 10. I would be very surprised if 31 APM don't immediately look for a fight. Trying to gank an Uther in top lane. I think you're going to struggle with that without a bit more lockdown.
with how quickly the last objective was taken, it looks like 31 APM won't have a chance to get to level 10 here, but Portrait Goblins might get close.
Yeah, Portrait Goblins have the first two tributes, so they could look to try something a bit different here. They're going to hit level 10 first, so they're going to want to fight. And looks like they've got 10. They're getting to the tribute. This could snowball for them here if they do get a team wipe.
Definitely. Jaina caught out, rotating down.
Yeah, check that bush. And ETC paying a price, just diving the towers and getting heavily punished.
Yeah, a nice response from 31 APM. Here comes the Bloodlust though. Diablo taking a lot of damage. Jugs are out. Sonya's spinning. Here comes the APOC. Misses everyone.
Yeah.
Greymane low.
Even without ETC, they've got Uther essentially acting as the main tank. He's going to die here, but then that just means extra heals. A lot going on in that fight. There wasn't necessarily that much synergy on the ults. So, like, the Leap came out and the APOC came out completely separately to it. Yeah. The Leap did draw out the Divine Shield from Uther, possibly a bit early. I don't think it was necessarily needed at that stage.
It's one of those Divine Shield. You sometimes you save it, and then it's too late. You know, it's a difficult one to judge sometimes.
Yeah, it went on to the Greymane, and Greymane was trying to basically just whittle down the Sonya's health in Worgen form, hacking away at her. But the Jugs was too much healing. Nice boss play coming out now. They're going to get that done before the tribute spawns, and if they manage to get this curse, they will have curse on a boss, which is nice as well. Both neck and neck at the moment on XP. So really, just that losing that last team fight essentially just gave away Portrait Goblins' lead. But that boss is going to bring that straight back for them.
It is an early boss. I think you can get away with ignoring this and contesting the tributes.
Yes, completely. That's a lot of damage just went out on Diablo. Jugs went out and has been cancelled. Rhaegar getting the Divine Shield. ETC is going to fall now. Final blow going to Lily. Jimmy's now putting a lot of damage out on Portrait Goblins.
I think that was very nicely done by 31 APM, a good team fight. They were unlucky. The Jaina landed a ring, which I think it only hit Uther in the end, but the APOC came out a bit late, so they didn't get the synergy quite right there. But
with having the Sonya leap, as well as obviously the Diablo, they're doing a good job at keeping Portrait Goblins grouped up and then punishing them for it with the Ring of Frost and the APOC. So I think that's something that Portrait Goblins just need to look at, is trying to stay as spread as possible, which is very hard on this map because it is so choke pointy. I think it's a nice draft from 31 APM is really helping them in these team fights for now.
Definitely. Jimmy might be in trouble on bot. He's looking for the gank and the rest of the team are following.
Do you think the fact that Ufa was just standing there taking the damage let Jimmy become suspicious that something was up?
Yeah,
It's
it seemed a bit too baited, didn't it? I think.
yeah, could smell that one coming. Now let's see what full stat. I've not been paying that much attention to the full stat value, but I haven't particularly noticed that he's been soaking up to the last minute before flying in. This Diablo is going to get away. It was a nice effort for the gank, obviously. Tried to get a kill before the tribute, gives you that chance to get it uncontested.
Yeah.
Volstad flying up very defensively. He's not going to be in this team fight
Divine
anytime
Mosh.
soon. Divine Mosh.
Greymane taking a lot of damage though, although the
Greymane not able to follow up on it. Volstad just sneaking the curse.
Rhaegar goes down from the Jimmy
Yeah, Rhaegar paid the price for the 4v5 fight, but they got away with it, and they've got the curse. They're going to get at least one fort from this, potentially two. Top one is losing health very quickly. They're going to bot. They've got top. The siege camp, absolutely destroying that. So 2 forts and a dead Ufa.
I think that's a good trade. I think structural advantage is important at the moment in HOTS, so...
I think this greed might get punished. Yeah, okay, they're backing. They've gone, okay, Ufa's dead. We know they're rotating down to get us. They're going to have to clear mid, and then potentially look at a boss fight. There's not a whole lot that Portrait Goblins can do on this map. They can poke down mid a bit.
Yep.
They'll certainly destroy the gate and the walls, and we're going to get either a team fight here or they're going to back out and look for the boss. Ooh!
Oh, nice lead.
Greedy power slide from ETC getting punished. Obviously, he got a cleanse from Rhaegar to try to get out, but it wasn't enough because the leap locked him in place.
Yeah, it was a very nice leap.
Yeah. Full stat a bit unlucky, not to be able to save him with the gust.
Yeah.
But 31 APM's got 5 people. They're going to grab their siege camp. Sonya's going to soak top. Bit of housekeeping from them now. Portrait Goblin's going aggressive, and 31 APM know they're there because of the vision.
I mean, 31 APM do have the 16 advantage. They've just hit that, so...
Yeah, I think that's what the indecision was. I think it was they see us coming. They've got the level 16. Actually, let's not be stupid and fight this. Let's get back to safety.
Do you think?
And they've got the well in mid.
Could 31 APM have forced the boss there? Maybe. Like ETC still coming back and having the talent advantage.
They could have forced the boss, or just forced the fight over that vision camp at bot because Portrait Goblins was so overextended. Another aggressive power slide. He got a little bit hurt for it, but with double support, that doesn't matter too much. Sonya's sneaking off to lane. If Portrait Goblins realise Sonya's gone, they could force the fight, but Greymane's going for the quick siege camp anyway. How long now? Nah, yeah, 1 second. Yeah, so quick siege camp. They're thinking of...
Bottom boss is up, I think.
I was going to say they're thinking of lane advantage for the next curse, but no, they're going straight for boss.
I think Red 31 APM were expecting Portrait Goblins to send someone down to deal with the camp. Yeah. So that's why they were laying the trap. 31 APM...
Indecision now from 31 APM. They don't know what's going on. They've just checked Portrait Goblins boss, thinking that's where they might have gone. And now, I think at the penny drop moment, they're going up, going, shit, they've stolen our boss.
I'm not sure they are.
I grow tired of your
I think they realised it and then couldn't decide whether they should try to contest it or go for...
Jimmy does get the fort bot, so that's something.
Jimmy's gonna either get ganked or they're gonna contest the tribute now.
Not the end of the world for 31 APM.
Yeah, they can give this because it's the first tribute for Portrait Goblins. Greyman's going to start their boss? Yeah, so they're going to get double boss. And then I personally would use the bottom boss as a distraction and just get that mid fort.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But we'll have to see what they do. They could go really aggressive and try to push the keep on bot, or they could go ultra conservative and just get their bruisers. Health not going on that boss as quick as I thought it was going to.
Yeah.
The Greymane going for some auto attack talent, so he's got the ability to get rid of camps very quickly. Lightning shield build from Rhaegar. I'm just having a look for anything that's alarming. Nothing too much. Yeah, all looks fairly standard.
Fairly standard. So, Portrait Goblins pushing in with this boss on bot now. We'll be looking to get some keep damage, perhaps.
I think this might be a wrong decision, because the boss still isn't that strong.
It's a nice APOC and ring. Falstad's in a lot of trouble. Divine Shield saves him.
Good Divine Shield, and I'm slightly surprised that Falstad chose to hold on to Gust then. I think he should have gusted and saved his team there. ETC fallen, but so is Lily. Sonya trying to spin and win, but getting punished. Jimmy chunking that health for the Falstad, who's still holding on to his Gust. Doesn't want to let it go.
No.
I think when Falstad got Divine Shielded, I was very surprised he didn't then Gust. Completely disengage the fight, reset it.
Oh, Falstad could be in trouble here. He's going to get charged. Oh,
and that's what a Diablo does when you're stood near a wall.
Yes.
It hurts.
So that's going to be a curse for 31 APM, so they can relieve a bit of pressure on top and bot.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, I think that's all they're going to be able to do. They might be able to kind of de-push the lanes a bit and then pick one fort to go for, but I think it's only going to be mid or top fort. I don't think it's going to be any keeps from this, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, and Portrait Goblins getting their siege camp. This is quite nice, actually, while 31 APM aren't pushing, because those siege giants have the potential of keeping your top fort alive while you can defend mid.
Yeah.
And if they go to top, you've then got that extra help.
See, the problem is when you're not really doing anything with the curse, you're losing out on experience. The lanes that they're not in, soaking, the enemy minions are just dying, no one's picking up the globes, so that's allowing Portrait Goblins to catch up a little bit on XP, or it will do in a minute.
Yeah, they're both going to hit level 20 at near enough the same time. ETC kind of being quite brave trying to get that mid fort, but they're going to have to defend this keep, I think. Or take bot keep themselves. A good Gust will kill their spirits here.
Yeah, so the siege camp being taken on bot, they can definitely get this anyway. Keep.
They're getting bot keep, they're getting mid fort potentially here as well, and they only had to trade their keep wall for it, so that's worked out quite well. There's no way they push core. Yeah, nice. I mean, this nice macro from Portrait Goblins. They're fairly in control right now, but it's that stage of the game where both teams, I mean, 31 APM have lost the keep completely, but that keep is open on top lane for Portrait Goblins. So if there's ever a team wipe, that keep won't stand in the way of that core for very long.
Yeah.
So yeah, both teams have to be fairly cautious now and try to avoid losing an entire team. There's no bosses to get, there's no camps to get anymore, so we might just see a careless team fight here where people just kind of go for it.
Yeah.
Because it's the only thing to do. Bot lane's quite well pushed in for 31 APM, so I perhaps would be looking at keeping them distracted. We're going to get a fight over boss here.
ETC's gone for death metal, and the 4 times that he's died, I feel like if he had death metal, he would have got a lot of value. So if he dies again in a similar fashion,
this could be quite a big mistake from Portrait Goblin. They checked it and left, and now they've essentially given it for free.
Yeah, their boss is up in 30 seconds.
That's not long enough. 31 APM can get there and contest that.
Or are they going to go for their bruisers?
Yeah, they'll go for their bruisers. Okay, well, 31 APM then will have to defend bot. That boss still hasn't spawned. I think they just mistimed that. 6 seconds. I would be sending one person up to the curse and I would be checking that bottom boss.
Yeah, I mean, red team could push top as well. They could With a Jimmy, a Jaina, a Sonya, they could melt that keep if they wanted.
Yeah, don't forget the Portrait Goblins boss will be through to core, but it's got a long way to walk before it gets there. This could be a Diablo feed. He got there a lot before the rest of his team.
Top boss is taking that keep. It's still at about 2/3 health. Moving on to core.
Yeah,
So
that's going to do some core damage, definitely. But they're looking for the end here. Portrait Goblin are thinking, we've got a boss. It's 20 minutes into the game. Let's try to end with this.
They need to end with it though. If they don't, or if they just lose, a few people, it could be GG in the other direction.
I don't think that boss is going to be strong enough to end. I'll be surprised if it is. But it's going to do serious
It'll do some damage. It'll leave it open so that,
Yeah.
Nice aggression from Diablo, but he's in a lot of trouble.
And that's a good mosh. At this stage, that's a good mosh. There's a kill. This could be GG. Divine Shield on the Grey main. I'm guessing that was the plan all along. There goes Jaina, and that is GG. Yeah. Oh, I think my computer is okay.
It's okay.
No,
Great.
that was nice. It was a gamble getting that boss, letting the other boss push in on theirs. But it paid off. At the end of the day, they had the full stat. If it was the other way around and the other team could have had full stat pushing top with the boss, there would have been more of a threat there. But no, nicely done. I think Portrait Goblins did a really good job on the macro, getting keeps and then deciding not to overextend and coming back. They showed some good self restraint on the macro side of it. And yeah, they didn't do anything that was going to throw it away. That game could have very much gone either way, though. So going into the second game, I think we still know it's going to be a close one, and we'll have to see what happens when 31 APM gets a map of their choosing now.
Yeah, I mean, I think the team fights were very strong. I think right at the end there, I think Diablo was just a little too aggressive, maybe.
Yeah.
I think they should have tried to keep the fight underneath. We saw in yesterday's match how strong the core mechanics are on Cursed Hollow. So taking that fight under the core rather than pushing out, I think that would have been the way to go, and they could have perhaps swung it in their favour there.
I suppose it's that pressure when you see the team coming in, obviously behind the boss. You're thinking we need to act quickly to make sure that we can deal with the boss as well.
Yeah.
So perhaps that just causes him to be a bit overeager, going in for that hard engage. And obviously, the weird thing is you get so much Diablo value on that map, but then actually near the cores, you don't get that much because there isn't really much for him to stun people against.
That's true, yeah.
So sometimes you are a bit better to take the fight around where the keep has been because you've got something to stun them against, rather than trying to get behind them and stun them into your own core.
Okay, the team's taking a very short break, and I will do the same. I'll be back with you in just a moment.
Cool. I shall see you in a bit. And obviously, the great news in Twitch is that I got to take some points back off Poppin. So I am back up to 657 points. Because I have not done well predicting the winners in previous games. Thank you very much, Portrait Goblins, for not letting me down. I had the faith in that Ufa pick. I loved it as a final decision. Really letting your team survive against the hard engage on the Diablo comp. Divine Shield saving a few people from the Ringers of Frost. I'm sure Jaina was quite frustrated by that. As both teams are taking a break, the next map hasn't been picked yet. Choices are going to be from Cursed Hollow, Voskaya, Foundry, Infernal Shrines, or Battlefield of Eternity. So all quite big maps, quite macro friendly. Infernal Shrines is obviously the most commonly picked map in Heroes Lounge. So it wouldn't surprise me if we go there. It's one of my favorite maps. It's one of the maps we most often see some diverse hero picks on. And there is Tomb of the Spider Queen open as well. So if you favor the smaller map, Tomb will be the one we go to. It wouldn't surprise me if 31 APM would take it to Tomb of the Spider Queen because they obviously seem to like the team fight. So Tomb could be the best option for them to eliminate some of that macro element and just kind of focus on winning team fights and winning the game that way. But we'll have to see. I'm not sure if I just heard.
We will see.
Coffin come back? Yeah, I think I did just hear you come back.
I
You didn't say. It does say that Mustache has won the game.
I know.
But I'm very glad that I took some points off you.
Yes, that's the third time I wrote the contest because I had to reboot my PC. I had the contest wrote out ready twice, so I had to reboot my PC and then quickly write it again the third time. So I didn't do it all.
Excellent.
I only rewrote the question on the third try. So I've done it now. We're all back to normal.
We're all back to normal.
Portrait Goblins are back. 31 APM. I've surely had time to decide if they want map pick or first pick.
So I was just saying, Tomb of the Spider Queen's the only small map left. You've got Battlefield of Eternity that's only a 2-lane map, so that might be an option for them. But it wouldn't surprise me if we go to Tomb because they're quite team fight focused, and I think that could favour them.
Is it that team fight focus though?
Well, you've always got your 4-man rotating. I think you've got less. Oh, you've got more. If someone makes a macro play like a boss or something like that, it's less punishing because you can react to it quite quickly. So I think if you're concerned about cheesy, well, not cheesy things, but things like full stats, you can go to that. But I've been completely proven wrong. They've gone for Skyer.
I was actually, before he typed it, I promise you I was thinking, what about Volskaya? There's no bosses on there. And last game saw a bit of indecision with the bosses.
Yeah. So, I mean, we'll have to see how they get on.
And it's got the objective where you can, fight over... sorry, just a moment. Portrait Goblins versus 31 Appam.
8 p.m.
Yeah, you've got the objective, and it's not the heaviest macro map, I would say.
No, I mean you do have to obviously be thinking about the timings on those camps, trying to get the turrets every time they're up as quickly as possible. So we'll see how they get on with that. Elos can be moved across to Portrait Goblin, the only one without PG in his name, keeping it confusing.
Yep. How was the portrait synergy for 31 APM then? I know they haven't got a sub, so definitely one will be wrong, but I forgot to.
I think
check.
It was all different.
Okay, well, we've been mentioning recently about synergy.
Oh, they're all Heroes of the Storm logos. That's what it is.
Oh, okay, that's
so different but the same.
But the same. I like it.
Yeah. I'm quite pleased with how close that first game was. Almost as expected based on where they both finished last season. But I definitely think the second game could go either way. I did like that wombo combo from 31 APM. So a little sad for them that it didn't quite come off. But I'm sure we'll get to see something similar again.
Yep. Nearly gave the wrong team first pick there.
And then you'd have to redo all your hard work.
I know, so here we go into the draft. So, are there any heroes from that first match that you think will be respect banned, perhaps? Or...
Not particularly. I mean, they might perhaps take away a solo lane Ufa, but I think because this map's so different, I think we're going to see different strategies for it. Mm-hmm. So they'll be more inclined to just, take away that Johanna, take away something like a Kel'Thas, take away the comfort picks,
Yeah.
rather than something that was specifically a comp for Cursed Hollow.
Same first two bands.
Yeah, I don't.
Little bit of indecision here from Portrait Goblins.
Is there a bit of a fear of one of the 31 APM Li Ming players? Do you think they're
It is a hero that they favoured last season, so I think both these maps so far have been, good maps for Li Ming. Bands exactly the same in the end.
Yeah. So Li Ming and Tassadar, avoiding that. The powerful mages. Garrosh. First pick.
Garrosh. Very interesting.
That's exciting. And a Garrosh first pick's quite risky because you can counter pick it.
Yeah, I mean the heroes that were picked last game by 31 APM, Jimmy and Jaina, both fantastic counters for Garrosh, and I don't think they did a bad job at all. So see them picked up again here. Well, there's the Jimmy and there's the Jaina.
Yeah, and they're going to have lots of room to maneuver, so they can look at their positioning, they can flank a bit, they can put a bit of pressure on.
Yeah.
It's less instant team fights on this map typically. So yeah. I think we'll be able to see if they're comfortable on Jimmy and Jaina, we'll be able to see that really shine through a bit more in this game.
Yeah. There's the Malfurion for the follow-up on the Garrosh throws.
Yeah, expect a lot of pain if you let that Garrosh get close to you.
Kel'Thuzad.
Kel'Thuzad's quite a nice choice there, because if he gets someone on the chain, I mean, the Garrosh doesn't have to worry about how he's getting to that person then.
Yes, and a Malfurion follow-up on the combo as well. That's nice, I like that.
So if Kel'Thuzad can get those engages, you've got to deal with the Kel'Thuzad blow up, followed by a Garrosh throwing you into a Malfurion route. You're in a lot of trouble.
Yep. Lunara ban. Unaware of any reference for Lunara, but maybe they know something that we don't.
Lunara can obviously spread AoE slows, which can be quite scary.
Yeah.
With a Garrosh. But it's not a strategy I've seen
Diablo ban. I think.
Yeah.
I think you would have.
Apops.
Yeah. I wouldn't have mind playing against the Diablo here, especially with a Garrosh.
Yeah, it's not his best map, and Garrosh can punish him quite hard.
Yeah.
So, but then if you're Kel'Thuzad, do you want a Garrosh in your face?
That's true.
Do you think we're going to see Divine Shield mosh pits done right back at them?
Quite possibly, yeah. There was one really nice Divine Mosh in that last game,
and do you think that Uther is a solo laner?
Genius was the Lily from last game, so no. We're probably looking at a solo heal Uther, unless they're going for another port.
And there's a bit more blow up in the form of Sylvanas. Punish whoever's getting thrown.
Yep.
Also, Sylvanas really useful for pushing with the Protector now.
URL. Okay, so I think that's a nice comp to complement the solo heal Uther.
Yeah.
Apart from Jaina, all very sustainy.
Both quite nice team comps. I think it's going to really come down to this Kel'Thuzad.
Yeah.
Because it's quite a high skill cap hero. But if you're really good at getting those chains off, that's going to set up this entire team so well to delete someone.
Definitely.
Or potentially multiple people. What are you thinking?
I'm going to let you go first this time.
Okay. You're not going to like it, I don't think.
No? I do like it.
100 points on Portrait Goblin. Because I think they were quite organised in the last game.
Yep.
So I'm going to put faith in them being able to pull off that. I think it's a hard combo. But there's actually quite a lot of potential setup for the Garrosh.
Yeah.
Like, if the Malfurion just happens to land a route first, or the Thrall lands a route, or you've got the Kel'Thuzad, At the same time, the Grosh is quite nice at saving people from the ETC and the UL engage, because instead of looking to use your throwers as throw them in, you just use it to instead when ETC power slides in, group him up with the rest of his team, and then you can let Kel'Thuzad damage them that way.
Yeah.
Right. So on the left, Team Blue, we have Portrait Goblins, which has Cool P playing Malfurion, Don Trooper playing Thrall, George playing Garrosh, Aeolus playing Kel'Thuzad, and Puka Melly playing Savannah.
And the red team, we have 31 APM, we have Justia on URL, we have Hemph on ETC, Gurkle on Jaina, Genius on Ufa, and Phoenix on the Jimmy once again.
Yeah. Savannah's choosing to be the solo laner for now, and full rotating with the 4-man.
It looks like Thrall's trying to get his quest finished quickly. He's gone for Echo of the Elements, so perhaps just going for a few more stacks there. Might be the thinking behind that.
And then go to the solo lane after. Neither team heading straight to their turret camp. And Kel'Thuzad chain getting it on the Jaina, but not being able to join it onto anyone else. Yeah, both teams just playing fairly safe for now.
Looks like Jane is heading towards the camp now.
If you're 31 APM, you want to try to avoid that Kel'Thuzad getting his chains, obviously.
Yeah.
Quickly as possible. And Portrait Goblins still not getting their turret camp, which I think is a bit of a poor decision.
I think they're focusing too much on this, on the stacking with the Thrall and the Kel'Thuzad. So
I think they want that early Garrosh pick as well, but they're just not getting it because so far 31 APM have pretty much known where he's been at all times and been able to avoid it.
Yep.
Now here's going to be a first interesting fight of the game.
That's a really nice decision by 31 APM, knowing that the other team's going for the turret and forcing the healing.
They use their turret, Garrosh grouping everyone up with his throw, but there's not enough follow up. And they now have basically traded their turret for a healing camp instead.
But they've also denied it from the other team, so...
Yeah. So we'll have to see how that pays off in the first objective.
Yeah, I mean, if they're on top of their strategy here, they'll know to back off and get the other turret. So they'll have a bit of an advantage there. So they need to and if they're going to do that, they need to make sure they get onto the objective early now, so that they can afford to back off.
Kel'Thuzad and Malfurion choosing to get the siege camp for their team, full joining them now. And yeah, both. I mean, 31 APM have hit level 6 just before Portrait Goblins, but there's not a significant difference in XP. And Portrait Goblins getting straight to the objective and getting that percentage ticking in their favour. Jimmy's going to clear top, and looks like Savannah's is coming down and hoping for a team fight, but she's not going to get it, I don't think. Kel'Thuzad not securing anything with his chains either. Getting a team fight now as soon as Fool's gone top to deal with that. Jimmy's come down, and 31 APM using their numbers to take the objective. And Portrait Goblins doing the sensible thing, just backing out, letting them have it. Yeah. They've nearly got 50%, so they've got the lead. Savannah's avoiding a gank in bot lane. 3 men trying to get her, and this is going to be the team fight. Possibly a bad decision by 31 APM, who could... chains are on ETC, landed on the UFA, but Urel's pressuring that back line, forcing Fall out. Fall gets away, but Garrosh gets punished. Now, 31 APM can get their turret camp. I was going to say they could have avoided that fight, got on the turret before having to take the fight, but they didn't need it. Yeah. And Jimmy's now able to clear top, relatively unpressured.
Yeah.
While Portrait Goblins just go back to soaking.
I'm really...
Nice route on the ETC, but the follow-up just wasn't quick enough. The Malfurion route's missing, and the Kel'Thuzad chains having no one else to get.
Nice kill on the Thrall. The turrets really put a lot of damage into Jaina, though, in the back line, but looks like 31 APM should be able to secure this.
Yeah, so Vanus dueling with Urel, they're not going to be able to get a kill there either.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I really like 31 APM's decisiveness so far in this match. First map, lots of indecisiveness. You know, it seemed like there was a few sort of differences of opinion possibly with what they should do, whereas this time, you know, they saw an opportunity for the healing camp, they took it. As soon as they got the pick during that objective, they went straight to the turret camp, so, and it's benefiting them, they've got a level lead, so.
Yeah, and Portrait Goblins had that. They were hitting 99, they felt the need to contest it even though they were 4v5, so they went in and they got punished for being the man down, which then sets them back even further. They might have been better just letting 31 APM have that and go uncontested and then wait till there were 5 men. So the top wall falling, they're coming down to mid. They're not going to be getting the well here, I don't think. Not unless they stick around and push.
31 APM should be hitting level 10 before long, so they could force the healing again here.
Yeah, so far from how they're playing, I think they will have that aggression. Yeah, as soon as they hit 10, they're starting it. They know they've got that advantage; they can go uncontested.
Yeah,
and Portrait Goblins just choosing to get their turret camp instead, going for the safe option. Could they lose top to Jimmy here? If they don't rotate up and stop that, he's going to do a bit of damage to it, that's for sure. Savannah is going to stop him. And Garrosh still looking for that gank. He's yet to get one, isn't he? He spent a lot of this game just kind of trying to chase them around, trying to harry them. But yeah, 31 APM have just completely been able to avoid anyone getting isolated so far.
Yeah, Kel'Thuzad's currently sitting at 14 out of 30 stacks. I was just wondering why he didn't use his spike to combo ETC, and that's because he's not unlocked it yet. But
yeah, and again, that will be a significant engage for them. If they're not getting these Garrosh throws, at least they can get someone onto that spike and try to get a pick that way.
Yeah.
And that's all their team comp really requires, is get one pick, and then they can go back to playing the macro game. But they just haven't been able to find one so far.
Yeah.
They're only losing 2 deaths to none.
Very aggressive here from Portrait Goblin, stealing the siege camp.
I think they're going to be so lucky to get away with this.
I think they're going to. It's probably a good thing that...
APM must be wondering where they were, and ETC looking for it. Here we go. ETC gets thrown, taunted, but he's going to survive.
Yeah,
Ring of Frost kind of wasted there.
I was surprised to see the Divine Shield not come out, but I think that was well played by the U for holding that until it was absolutely necessary, which it wasn't.
So we traded the Ring of Frost for a taunt, essentially.
Yeah.
Both should be back off cooldown for the next objective, or near enough.
I think it was lucky for 31 APM that they didn't just send, 1 or 2 heroes to go get that camp, like you normally would, because I think they certainly would have gone down.
I think 31 APM must have been wondering. They must have been like, well, they've all disappeared, they're up to something.
I mean,
but then if you
would assume they're doing their own camp, wouldn't you?
You had Garrosh looking for throws all game, so what really they did is they noticed they were missing. They just said, right, no one rotate. No one risk it.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Which is essentially what you can tell Ufa was thinking there. He starts going up and goes, hang on a second, they're not showing. They're still looking for that elusive gank, that elusive one-man pick. So they've got time to just get this turret. Get their turret, turn up with that, and then have a team fight over the objective.
Yeah, they should just be able to get 13. Yeah. I'd like to see 31 APM take advantage of having the fountain advantage here, so backing out before the team fight. If it's not quite going in their favour, back out, tap, and take that advantage.
Jimmy's seen them all going up through mid, and they're looking for... Keep chasing them, Garrosh. You'll get one eventually, I promise. He must be getting quite frustrated with this now. And here comes the contesting the point. Garrosh is on there. ETC's putting himself there as bait, saying, come on, have me. He's got the healing item as well, so he'll be able to put that down as soon as he gets thrown in. But he's going to get thrown and taunted, so he's got to survive a few seconds. Rails in.
Big Kel'Thuzad combo on ETC, but he does get the healing item down. Really nice Ring of Frost, it's 3.
Ring of Frost gets 3 of them.
Kel'Thuzad escaping.
Mitigated the effect of that Sunder. Urel's ult coming out. Ufa's low, getting punished by that turret. Doesn't get away. Turret takes down ETC, and then Urel. MVP turret with Mercenary Queen.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah, Ufa was feeling confident, and then I think he suddenly realised that, oh god, I'm in trouble here.
Yeah, Kel'Thuzad was very close to going down at the start of that fight. If he'd have been at about 1 to 200 health, if he'd have gone down, that could have ended differently. But
was it Divine Shield that saved Kel'Thuzad?
No, because he doesn't have an Ufa, but Malfurion just got a heal on him in time. I think 1 Moonfire just gave him just enough health to hold on.
Who did the Divine Shield? I saw it go out, but I didn't see who it was on.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
Yeah.
We didn't see the mosh pit there. But I suppose he didn't quite have chance, ETC.
No, and sometimes, obviously, just having the threat of it is what makes everyone kind of watch you, and I think that's really why Urel got so much value jumping in, is because people were too scared to group up because of the ETC.
Big focus on the well, as you'd expect, but the Protector is getting absolutely melted.
And they're going to try to look for a kill when this goes. ETC positioning aggressively. Goodbye Kel'Thuzad. Goodbye Malfurion. And Garrosh trying to throw them out of the way, but yeah, not enough to save his team. They're going to try to chase the Garrosh, and not a good decision. Go back in. He used his taunt as... I think I've said it in one of the previous casts. It's always a sign that the Garrosh is getting desperate when he pulls the taunt out defensively. When you see that, you can smell the blood. Go and kill that Garrosh.
Definitely. Nice steal of the turret. Looks like they're rotating to the healing camp once again.
Decision making here for 31 APM definitely feels like this is what's winning them the game at the moment.
Yeah, that's what was missing last match. Like last game, they had the team fight.
And you can see them kind of spinning around between lanes, going, "Do we go top? Do we go to the boss?"
So that was perhaps just a bit of discomfort with the map, maybe.
Yeah. But this, I mean, if you see it's yellow, go and paint it red, right?
Yep.
Nice and simple. Gosh. I thought he was going to go chasing Urel, but he's clearing top.
Another Ufa who's picking Holy Fire, and this time with it being a solo support Ufa, I am a little confused by that choice. But you know, I pick a lot of strange talents. I can't really say anything. Roll getting caught out.
Got the route to try to save himself, but the stun still landed. He's throwing everything into it, saving his life. He will be back in 42 seconds. Sunder's only a 60 second, so it's perhaps not wasted.
Yeah, he might have been trying to buy more time for his team to steal that bruiser camp once more.
Yeah.
So he did a good job of that. I think
I was going to say he certainly did. They're going to push top. ETC's coming in behind them, but
he has got Mosh Pit available.
Kel'Thuzad's dead here. He's too far out of position, surely. Yeah. As soon as that ETC showed behind, Kel'Thuzad didn't know which way to run, and he actually ended up walking a couple steps towards the enemy team fort, and that was enough to make it possible to isolate him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he got punished early. Same as him and Malfurion got punished in the last fight, actually. So he just wants to watch that positioning. Make sure that Garrosh keeps him safe.
Kel'Thuzad sitting at 19 out of 30 stacks. He's really not had the opportunity to get too many more since we last checked up on him. So,
because I mean, they have been avoiding him, and because they know the whole strategy is to get an isolation, they want to avoid picks between fights over the objective.
Sorry, I just missed that 4-man gank on for all.
Malfurion just watching his turret be taken away. single tear rolling down his cheek.
Yep,
as he
exactly
watches
what
it
I
go.
was thinking.
And no one able to pick it up to ping the Ufa in. Savannah's stealing top 4 on the slide, going fine. If my team's gonna die, I'll do it alone.
So 31 APM filled with items at the moment. 3 turrets, 1 healing. They
Here
must get
comes
this
the
objective.
gang. Da-da-da-da.
It's a brave attempt. Can she get a bubble off? She can.
And they've used everything. There's the throw. There's no root now. No chains.
Ooh,
Oh,
unlucky. I think
that was unlucky.
a stacked Kel'Thuzad might have had enough damage there, potentially, if he timed it right, but...
But look at what they sacrificed for that gank attempt. Goodbye fort, goodbye 75% on the objective. It's going to be 100% on the objective because they're getting a healing camp now. Do they try YOLO pushing top with Sylvanas? Here's my question.
I like the decision to get the healing. I think it's easy just to back off there and, you know, be a bit too cautious, but they have got level 20 against them as well. I would...
They've putting everything into this defense here. Make or break. 18 versus 20. This Punisher Protector could easily go to core. So
you can see that you're all top. I'd be tempted just to run in and fight the Jimmy now. The Jimmy and the Ufa.
Go past that Protector, try to get the kills, make that a decisive fight.
Yeah, we've
held on to the keep.
Yeah.
I think if I was 31 API, I would still be thinking I can head back to bot.
Yeah, definitely.
The fort's a soft target, but there's no wall protecting the bottom keep anymore. Chain's landing on the Jimmy, but he's got a hell of a lot of shield from that Protector. He didn't even put down his healing item. But I'm sure that scared him a little bit. Another chain on Ufa, with not quite enough follow-up, and Kel'Thuzad had to push forward to get that chain, and nearly paid for it. They're going to take the top fort as well, playing very safe, get that extra pressure on the lanes, and we're going to see another objective after this, I'm sure. Oh, do they want the kills here? Look at all of those items on 31 APM. Oh, Garrosh, you're in trouble. Get that healing down. Nope. Nice chains going out, but no follow-up. And Kel'Thuzad getting punished heavily by the Jimmy. There's no one to peel for him anymore. And Thrall making his way to the lane. What did I miss? What happened?
So we see level 20 hit by Portrait Goblins, so once they're on equal numbers they could have a fight.
That was some nice damage coming out of Kel'Thuzad there. That hurt them quite a bit. But it's that Jaina slow, isn't it? Garrosh went forward, got slowed, really got punished for being out of position, and that cost them that fight.
Still 3 items in the hands of 31 APM, and the turrets are up. They do have time to steal this turret if they're quick enough.
They didn't stay and push the keep, but I don't think they felt threatened yet in this last fight. No 3 turrets. I mean, how to stop Savannah's getting Mercenary Queen talent, eh? Just don't let her get any turrets.
Exactly.
And make that 4. Make that 4.
Here comes ETC to pick up.
Yeah.
So
and they are now full. No room at the end. Nothing else to pick up.
Realistically, they're going to win. 31 APM are going to win the next objective because they have 4 turrets and a healing. It will take a misplay to not win that, I suspect.
Yes. There's Taunt, which actually stopped the URL when she jumped in.
Turrets used, and Garrosh gets absolutely melted. Thrall went in to capture the healing camp, but paid for it with his life, and then loses
So they
the
did bait out 3 turrets and a healing. So there's only 1 turret and a healing left.
Yep.
If they can wither the storm till Thrall and Garrosh is alive, they might be alright, but they're going to lose a keep here.
100% keep. Can they end? I think they can. Jimmy, Jaina.
I think they can force another pick here. I think they'll get another. If they can tempt another kill, then they can end. They used
Okay.
the turret.
Yeah, if it's not going to end, I'd like to see them pressure this mid keep now. Get a bit of
Take
damage
the wall.
in.
Go on top. Go
Going
on
top.
top where they got the camp.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. Try and get some damage on this before the objective. Don't use any more items. Save the healing.
Kel'Thuzad landing his chains.
Nice
But
cleanse by Ufa. So
they're going to be able to defend top, I think.
yeah, Garrosh and Thrall are back now. Oh, here comes the Hyperion. Okay, very nice. 31 APM.
They've got a lot of housekeeping to do before they can contest this objective.
Yeah,
They need to push top and bot, and then go down mid lane and contest. Garrosh getting there too early though. I hope for Portrait Goblin's sake that they don't feed before everyone gets there.
I think they're just going in now.
Oh.
YOLO.
We've seen Urel survive that before, and yeah.
Yep, she
got the Divine Shield. She's still got her ult to use as well, doesn't she? Yeah. But she's going to jump in now and use. So here comes the Urel ult.
Sylvanas low, but surviving just about. Nice. Stunned by the ETC there.
Oh.
Kel'Thuzad really doing work, taking out Reyna with the ult, but
yeah. There was some really nice damage coming out of Kel'Thuzad there, but they just weren't able to deal with that Urel and ETC coming into them, were they?
No. With Garrosh going down so early, that kind of lost them the fight there, I think.
Kel'Thuzad taking a little while to decide to return then. But he is back, and I think they're going to go contest.
I think they have to. We're nearly 22 minutes in. This Protector can easily take down a core.
I'm head in hands right now, Poppin, dreading the fact that you're about to take 100 points away from me.
I'm a little worried that 31 APM might go for that keep. They've been playing it very safe so far.
Surely not.
You can
not.
You can take the core team. You can do it. Win me those points.
They've got they've got Catapult coming in with Protector's going in aggressive here. They might lose their team behind the Protector, but I don't think even that will matter.
Yeah.
Here comes the route on Ufa. And actually the core saving Ufa, pretty much pushing him back to safety.
Yeah.
The Trigov Protector is absolutely shredding the core health. This is going to be GG. Well played. Very, very good macro. Good decision. Getting and controlling all of those camps. And just denying Portrait Goblins ever from being able to get a pick. They just could not find... They were constantly looking for someone on a rotation, somewhere where they could just catch one person out, and they had no joy whatsoever with that.
Yeah. Definitely felt to me as though, I know I mentioned it briefly, but 31 APM, they weren't comfortable in Cursed Hollow, but they know Volskaya Foundry. It was night and day, I think.
Yeah,
like
completely different. And they looked very strong. So we're going to the final game, one game each. That looked more decisive, I would say, than the first game.
Yep.
But we'll have to see, because it could all get decided in draft, as we know. So I am quickly going to take a break. I'll be back in a sec.
Okay. So, if I was the Portrait Goblins, I would be looking to take map pick here. I think because there was a clear sort of difference in how 31 APM handled those maps, I feel like you might be able to exploit that. What maps do we still have open? Let's take a look. So we've got Battlefield of Eternity, Infernal Shrines, Tomb of the Spider Queen, and Towers of Doom. I would be tempted to go for the Towers of Doom here. I feel that's in my opinion, just from what we've seen there, I think Portrait Goblins, their style of play might be able to exploit that a bit better. They have gone for map pick. And they are going to take us to... drumroll, Infernal Shrines. Just create a lobby now. moment. Portrait Goblins is 31 Appam. So, Infernal Shrines, the most popular map in Heroes Lounge. Nice balance between macro and team fighting. Is that a Yimek I hear?
That is a Yimek you here, and it's great news, Infernal Shrines.
You sound very excited, and I don't blame you.
I think this is the map you see teams at their best. It's
Yeah.
the most practiced map. You see the most exciting drafts. I love it when we go here. And I love it as a decider as well. Should see decisive plays from both teams.
Yeah.
Everyone knows the macro. Everyone knows the timing.
Yeah.
So
I was feeling Towers of Doom as a good choice for Portrait Goblins. Obviously, I don't know what maps they like, but
I was going to say, were you feeling it as a good choice for them because it's a good choice for us?
well, maybe. I just feel like it's similar in a way to Cursed Hollow in my I don't know, just the way that it
fights around choke points.
Yeah,
you're fighting out of lane. You've got a nice big map to still play some macro. Yeah, I can see the similarity.
Yeah, whereas this one, Infernal Shrine's a bit similar to Volskaya. In terms of, you have one point that you have sort of an elongated fight over, and that seemed to favour 31 APM, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. They did a good job at deciding when to turn up, when to go get other stuff, and really kind of like milk that extended time for some decision making to make some plays.
Yeah. So, but we shall see.
Indeed.
It's been based off the performances of both teams from those two games. It's hard to say who's going to come out on top here.
Yeah. I think the draft will give us a good idea.
Yes.
But you just don't know because 31 APM was so decisive in that game, but I would expect that advantage will be diminished a bit because Portrait Goblins will have equally good knowledge for this map, equally good strategy. Volskaya isn't a map you get taken to all that often in Heroes Lounge. So it's not as comfortable for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah, I think draft will be decisive, but we've seen that both teams have good execution, so yes, we'll just have to wait and see. I'm excited to see this draft.
Yeah, I'm still excited to see Butcher.
I mean, it's
not unheard of.
It's not unheard of.
But I wouldn't put money on it.
No, neither would I. But if you put money on it, I would put money against you, because I like taking your own points.
It's getting painful.
So we are heading into draft number 3 here. The score's 1-1, Portrait Goblins versus 31 APM. Heroes Lounge, EU Division 4. First pick is going to 31 APM.
And first ban is going to be Johanna. Say that with confidence.
Well,
this is a Johanna map. If you've banned it up until now, this is the map to ban it on.
Well, it is 31 APM who have the first pick, so they could choose to take it themselves, perhaps.
Banning the Kalphos, which they have also banned. Maybe they're just changing the order to mess with us, or they're going after the Johanna themselves.
Yes, quite possibly. I mean, Portrait Goblins don't have to ban Leeming on this map, presumably. It's it's widely accepted that this is one of Leeming's weakest maps. So,
is there anything that you would target ban based off the last game?
That Jimmy and Jane
that was unexpected.
Definitely.
Yeah, the Jimmy Jaina was painful for them. I would be considering Jimmy, maybe. I feel like they might have got more value from him. Exterminator, good on this map.
Definitely.
Although he hasn't been picking it, but
he could do. He's not needed to.
If you're worried about the meta, yeah. Here we go, Jimmy.
We're so good at this. We should draft.
You should make drafting decisions.
And there's the instant Johanna. There's a reason they left that open.
Yeah.
And it's Phoenix who's picked that up, who has been playing Jimmy in the last 2 games, so a bit of a role swap perhaps.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes even if you've got someone who's the main tank for the team, someone else might be better at a specific hero, meaning we might get some flexibility. You could see a tank becoming a solo laner and a solo laner becoming a DPS.
And doing stitches.
Kidnap comp!
Do you think? I mean, I love
I
it.
mean-
If true, I love it, but
I don't think it will happen, but I really hope it does.
it's a long cooldown for Anduin to pull that stitches once he gorges someone. A useful one, but
Brightwing.
there's the
That's quite
Jaina
nice.
Brightwing. Bit unsure about the Brightwing at this point.
Yeah,
I mean, unless it's just a comfort perhaps, but it just seems a bit
get that
random.
global value on this map.
Yeah.
You've got Polymorph to try to shut down Gorges.
Elstad band.
Brightwing did just get buffed as well. She's alright. She's got really good spell armor, but you've not seen a mage picked yet. So, yeah, I perhaps would have held off before making that support decision.
Yeah, I would have done the same. Although they did ban Brightwing in game 1, so maybe that is a comfort that we don't know about. So
Yeah.
maybe 31 APM were worried about that being banned out. Tassadar ban in response. And wait the next picks from Portrait Goblins.
Not getting any Tassadar love this game. Everyone making sure it's banned.
We'll have to play him just to get his numbers up, right?
Yeah. I mean, if we can decide who gets to play him, I think everyone wants to.
Everyone but me. We see the Leeming and the Leoric from Portrait Goblins. Leeming's a strange choice on this map. I mean,
As you said, not her best map. You also don't really like the Stitches is an obvious lockdown for her. I suppose you can be throwing orbs into the Entomb, but I mean Brightwing, depending on what either ult can save her from an Entomb. Sonya, if she's going Leap again, can save herself from an Entomb. Jaina can Ice Block when she's in an Entomb. Greymane can save himself from an Entomb, so it's not going to be the best Leo value either.
No, but
potentially.
I like the Sonya pickup. I think the Sonya got some good value in game 1, but overall the map didn't quite go in their favour. But yeah, I like
if Leo's landing his hands, he should win the lane against Sonya. Ooh, Medivh.
So it is Kidnap.
Full Kidnap comp. Oh my days. I hope this gets pulled off.
Do you believe in the Kidnap?
Do you want me to bet first?
Yes. And then your bet tells us whether or not you believe in the Kidnap. He does not believe in the Kidnap, everybody.
I love the Kidnap comp. It's not that easy to pull off. And it only gets you 1 kill. And often when you try to execute it, you end up losing someone anyway because you're so focused on it.
Yeah.
I sometimes I like a good wombo combo, but sometimes simplicity is best.
Yeah. I think for me, I overall prefer the draft of 31 APM, but I'm going to give Portrait Goblins my faith in there.
I mean, I really want it to work. I want you to be clipping 10 clips from this because you just see constant kidnaps. But my lack of faith is obviously disturbing. So on the left side, with the kidnap comp, we have the blue team, Portrait Goblins, with Kulpi playing Anduin, Don Trooper playing Medivh, Aeolus playing Li Ming, Puka Melly playing Leoric, and all the pressure on George on Stitches.
And on the red side, we have 31 APM, the red team. They have Humph on Greymane, who has been playing tank in the first 2 games. Gurkle playing Jaina for the 3rd consecutive game. Phoenix moving on to the Johanna main tank. Genius on Brightwing, and Justia on Sonya.
Now, we're seeing a lot of sprays at the start of this game, but not a lot of action. Leo and Sonya have gone straight to top to get their soak on. Stitch is looking for a hook, and it is on Johanna, who pops Iron Skin and says, "No, thank you. I don't want to feel any pain."
A nice warm-up hook.
Yeah, Medivh getting some stacks, starting to rotate, using the portals for the quick rotation. Nice to see. And they're going to clear bot and make their way back up to mid. I think from the looks of it, like we said, both teams very comfortable on this map. We're probably going to see some camps captured very quickly as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, 31 APM bit behind on the rotation. They don't have Medivh to speed them up. They don't have quite as good wave clear just yet. Actually, no, they've probably got better wave clear.
Yeah.
So it's just that Portrait Goblins are choosing to prioritize killing those minions as quickly as possible. Leo coming down to soak mid. This means that, yeah, they know that they're going to be getting the camp, giving them some extra wave clear on mid, and then making its way back up to top. He's not clearing that wave very quickly, though.
I'd be getting Greymane on one of the camps right now, I think.
Yeah.
There we go. There we go.
Meanwhile, that's obviously a bit slow compared to Portrait Goblin, who have finished their camp and are going to be looking for something to do. Not gone for a contest, but instead just trying to get extra soak. Somehow a little bit behind. I think it's what Leo lost by coming to mid. So that will be caught up.
Nice hook on the Greymane. Good Leeming follow-up in the Anduin route, but they can't quite finish him off. I think the spell armor from Brightwing saved him there.
Stitch is clearing mid with Anduin. So the rotation's starting to fall apart a little bit here. Leo's coming down to help out again. Has he picked up the extra damage to minions? Yeah, he has. Good. So yeah, you're going to see a lot of Leo double soaking while his team try to get some kills in the 4-man.
Yeah, Greymane's
not.
Oh,
yeah, sorry. I was going to say we're not going to see a whole lot of kill potential from Portrait Goblins until they hit level 10.
Yeah.
So at the moment, it's about warming up, getting those Medivh stacks, get Medivh stacked as quickly as possible. Then he can start risking his life.
Both teams sort of having a bit of a poke at the bottom siege camp, but neither really committing quite sensibly. Although it looks like Portrait Goblins will pick it up now and sacrifice the objective, or will certainly give 31 APM a good head start on it. But they're already up to almost 20 minions before Portrait Goblins get there.
Stitch is trying really quite hard to zone them out. He got the hook on the Jaina, but he's being punished hard by Greymane.
Jaina took a leaning go up to the face, but she did manage to get out.
Yeah,
there's a nice kill on Stitches.
I think Stitch just has to sometimes not just think about landing god hooks, but think about what's best for the team. And they lose the first objective. Leo going back to double soaking, and he's being chased by Greymane and Sonya, who are also choosing to soak. So we're not going to see any mighty shoves with this first Punisher. They'll probably get the walls and hopefully the well for their side. Stitch is missing the hook. And this Punisher is going to fall without a great deal of value. Leo's struggling a bit against the aggression of Greymane. So he is potentially going to lose a little bit of soak against these two. But they're still ahead, and you've got the 4-man now coming to help out in mid.
31 APM picking up their siege camp. It looks like Medivh's keeping eyes on it, and he's portal Stitches in, but he's in, he's out.
Scared them off. Stitches is in trouble now. He's in a lot of trouble now. Anduin. Okay. Fair enough. You can take that play, take those risks when you know you've got faith in your support staff.
Yeah, Stitches was in and out a few times there. I'm not sure if the plan was to stay in or not, or You know,
I think he was hoping for an engage from his team. Perhaps an orb that managed to chunk someone's health and then give them that confidence.
yeah,
But yeah, nothing kind of came from it, so he had to be pulled back to safety. Now, they're getting their own siege camp, and 31 APM choosing to push bot. Maybe wanting to finish off what the Punisher started. There's some soft targets in bot, some easy XP to be had there.
yeah. So both teams likely to hit level 10 for this next objective. Portrait Goblins will probably hit just before, so they might try to exploit that. And they're definitely trying an aggressive play here. Like stealing bruises? Is this a throwback to the last game?
Yeah, we saw them obviously stealing a lot of camps in the last one. They've now got the Medivh scouting the entire team in bot, so they know they can.
Yeah.
That's some nice little extra Medivh value there, just helping them out. They're going to lose the bottom siege camp, and that is going to be a problem for them because they have to make sure they clear bot before the next objective.
Definitely. We see the Gorge as expected, so hoping for some exciting kidnaps. Medivh holding his heroic for now. Anduin's gone for Holy Word rather than Light Bomb, which I would probably have been more tempted for the Light Bomb here, because since you've got the Stitches, you've not got as much crowd control. Well, Stitches and Leo, a bit less hard crowd control. So I think the Light Bomb might have been nice. Would you agree?
The other thing with Holy Word is Brightwing's polymorph is a pretty low cooldown, and it's a pretty guaranteed interrupt.
Yeah, and you've got Johanna who can just interrupt you with a W.
It's a walking interrupt. Then there's leap, there's spear, there's a lot that could cause you trouble.
Yeah,
That light bomb's just more guaranteed, isn't it? Guaranteed value.
Johanna's gone for Blessed Momentum on level 7, which maybe not the most popular choice, but she'll be getting even more Ws to interrupt that Holy Word, in theory.
Yeah.
So
a hopeful hook, we'll say, rather than a missed one.
Yes, yeah. So
I mean, we're just waiting for. There's the Gorge. Not much Anduin value. No Medivh value there. And yeah,
Falling Sword to safety. Brightwing's in a lot of trouble.
Good hook on the Brightwing though. Holly Bomb as well, just forcing Johanna out of the fight. Kidnap needed a bit of practice, but hey, it's still tempted 31 APM forward enough that they were stood under the towers, and that got the Brightwing kill.
Yeah, it was quite unusual. Anduin pulled him out. The portals were not quite in the right position. Stitches ended up going back in. He spat the Johanna out, went back in himself. But it all worked out in the end.
That was complete faith that this portal is going to take me where I want to go.
Definitely.
It did not. Leo's then going to be soaking bot, and we are going to look for a 3-man push with this. And we're going to see a Stitches hook as soon as this gate falls, surely. Yeah.
It's the Grey Mane who gets rooted, but he should be okay.
Right.
Ring of Frost on Medivh, he is getting quite low, but Holy Word saves him. Sonya gets gorged. Sonya leaps halfway out, but she might be in trouble here if she doesn't get support.
Nice job, Li-Ming, just not letting that Sonya get away. And yeah, I don't think it was quite the engage that Portrait Goblins wanted, but it worked out.
So Portrait Goblins stealing the camp here.
They've got 13 advantage, they can still afford to be aggressive for a little bit. They've obviously got the Sonya dead, but she's about to come back.
Stitches holding his level 13 talent for now. I would have thought it's an obvious choice with the extra hook range.
Yeah,
which is on 14 now.
It might just be a case that he's
there we go.
Looking at the macro, looking at something else before bothering to pick it up. There's no immediate pressure.
So
I'm getting nervous, Poppin. You might be taking my point.
So we kind of glossed over the Falling Sword, which is normal for you, but would you pick it up here or not?
It's an escape if you get gorged yourself.
Yeah.
Oh, and Tomb. There's the leap to escape.
There's a hook coming, but it hits a minion.
You never want to be using that defensively. It doesn't feel nice.
No.
It's not satisfying. Yeah, it's an escape for Johanna if she gets picked herself, but also lets her just go in. So if like the Jaina gets caught,
Well, here it is now. It
you can
gets
go and
on
join her.
Stitches. Cursed Bull on Stitches, and he takes a lot of damage, but he gets pulled out by Anduin.
Now, Leoric being chased by Greymane, but nothing coming from that. And there's the hook, the gorge. Leaps on cooldown.
She
so
spins.
Can she spin her way to safety? No, she can't. Oh, she can.
Really nice Ring of Frost on the Stitches there, and the follow-up from Johanna to get the Stitches kill.
Nice job from Brightwing as well, just to heal her up enough to survive. Meanwhile, I didn't realise they didn't even have Medivh there. So that was actually only a 5v4. They did get the Stitches kill.
31 APM picking up their Bruiser Camp. You know, if I was them, I would be picking it up every time I see it off cooldown, just because of the fear of Portrait Goblins stealing it again.
Invading it,
yeah.
Had enough of that. Just make sure that it's yours every time.
Yeah.
31 APM. I would be getting to top lane and defending that camp as much as possible, trying to get a bit of value from it. But instead, Greymane choosing to go bot. I guess they just want a bit of extra soak, try to get 16 now as quick as possible.
Are they going to push bot? Oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah. You can see a bit of indecision there from Portrait Goblins looking at rotating down to try to defend it, and in the end they settle on their Bruiser camp. But yeah, they're going to be contesting the objective before they get to level 16 by the looks of it.
Johanna's getting a wave here.
Grabbing a bit of extra XP, but she's popped her iron skin, so can't be too aggressive now. She has to let that come off.
No, she's gone for Laws of Hope at 1 as well, so it might be a little longer until it does come back up.
Yeah. Oh, nice orb. That hurt the Sonya, that hurt the Jaina. Portrait Goblins can afford to be aggressive here. Look for that gorge. Here it is. Surely, yeah.
He gets the Sonya, not the best target here. She has got leap available. Falling Sword goes into protect her.
And that's the Falling Sword value. Sonya, leap, spin to win. She's healed back up. There's the Anduin ult. Not interrupted quick enough.
And goes down.
But Sonya's just spinning her health back up. And that Greymane just turned on Leoric. He did not see that coming at all. Greymane going off to soak, confident that his team's going to finish off the objective without him. Stitches wants to chase Greymane, but I'm not sure if this is the right decision. He did not realise the Sonya was going to be coming down behind him. I had to check then if Gorge was already off cooldown when I saw that portal coming out.
So the objective goes over to 31 APM, who will push onto this fort now.
Yeah, they're 5-man pushing, so they're probably thinking about trying to get through to the keep. Meanwhile, Portrait Goblins are thinking about getting XP.
Yeah, Stitches is stealing the siege camp on their side, which is an interesting decision.
This could be costly to them. Stitches and Li Ming still aren't backing. That's a lot of pressure coming from from 31 APM.
Yeah, we can see a keep here quite easily.
The thing is, a high-level Greymane destroys structures so quickly that you can't let him push. They've all back now and they're defending. There's the Gorge on Sonya, but we're going to see Falling Sword now, surely. Nope. Didn't need it. And they're out. They got the keep, and they can now do their housekeeping, tidy up mid, tidy up bot. And then they can look towards the next objective.
Yeah, maybe a bit of a misplay there, splitting the Stitches and Li Ming off, allowing them to get the keep. When the objective spawned, I thought this is 100% fort, keep walls, maybe a bit of damage to keep, but no more, but then they just weren't around to defend it.
Yeah, just too slow to respond, and I appreciate they're trying to get value by soaking, but it was a high price that they paid for that.
31 APM pick up the bottom camp as Portrait Goblins get their siege camp. Johanna's going in aggressively here as Stitches takes a lot of damage from Curse Bullet and Jaina, but manages to get portaled out.
So I think what happened there was about 5 seconds on Gorge. So I think Stitches was thinking, I'm going to stick around and gorge someone. And then his health just got absolutely chunked away. So good Medivh portals to save him. And tidying up bot. I think everyone's now looking towards 20.
Yeah. I mean, there's a clear structural advantage, 31 APM having the keep down in top lane.
Yeah, and the next objective is going to be in bot lane as well. So if they can try to get some kind of pressure up top, that's going to pay off for them.
It looks like Portrait Goblins want to be aggressive here for 31 APM get to level 20. Might be looking for a hook here.
We're going to see a Medivh portal into a gorge, I think. I think that's what they're looking for. Good attempt. Missing that Brightwing by a little bit, though.
Yeah, well, you know to be extra cautious when there's a Medivh watching you. Some more big damage going out on Stitches, but he's pulled out by Anduin.
Yeah, I think Stitches' team, Portrait Goblins, have actually lost interest at that stage. So Stitches found himself a little overextended.
Leap used by Sonya there.
Yeah.
A good safe option, I'd say. Perhaps she would have been fine, but...
Now they should try to continue this fight. Try to get value of
another hook on Sonya, and she has used that leap. Johanna needs to go in to save her here. They've not quite hit 20. There's the falling sword. Johanna takes a lot of damage from Li Ming. And Entomb on 4 in the polybomb to follow up. Right wing is going to go down, surely. Jaina's very far forward and she goes down. Brightwing's still up.
Brightwing very lucky to survive, but Jaina paid the price for Brightwing having to save herself.
Oh, Li Ming getting resets on the Brightwing, but taking a lot of fort damage.
Li Ming was very lucky there not to take an extra power shot. Greymane trying to get the kill. Oh. Another good hook. All
the hooks are landing at the moment.
50% armor for Sonya, saving her long enough for her to leap out to safety. We have core pressure in top lane though. So that's going to put an end to the fight, force someone to back, and 31 APM might just get enough of a reprise to actually be able to defend this objective.
There's core damage going on, 88%.
Now, good choice getting the bruisers here, because this Punisher's going to have to go through fort and a keep.
Yeah.
Whereas that bruiser camp is again going to make sure there's pressure in top lane. That either you have Leoric defending or 5-man defending. And they're now going to be able to defend this Punisher fairly passively. Don't have to worry about being too aggressive. This isn't going to end.
Yeah, you just have to be careful for that hook. If they start getting picked off, then...
To a certain extent at this stage, if there's a hook, you can almost let them kidnap someone and use that time to finish off the Punisher.
Yeah. Oh, nice hook on Jaina. She's ice blocked, but she's probably going to be in trouble here.
See, I would just leave Jaina, finish off the Punisher, and you don't risk losing anyone then. Other than Jaina, you lose one.
Sonya's in a lot of trouble here. She has popped the Ignore Pain, but she's not getting out there.
Yeah, the hook interrupts the spin. There goes her healing, and she's dead. But the Punisher got one fort. Leo's taken a fort at top, obviously choosing to stay there to clear up the bruiser camp. And then continued to push. But this should really be the end of the push unless they get another pick.
I mean, yeah, I've got a numbers advantage here, so they could keep just poking at this with Li Ming for the time being.
It says a lot when Johanna's using her Iron Skin just for getting a poke in. You know, yeah. She's always aware there's that risk that if I overstep, I'm just going to get killed.
Yeah.
Greymane wanting a gank, but could be costly to him. If he gets scouted out, a hook could come very quickly.
If Medivh sees him, yeah, would be an easy target just sat there.
31 APM, all back, got all of their ults. They can now regroup and come up with a plan, formulate some way of making sure they come back into this, and they don't just lose someone to another hook now.
Yeah, before the last two team fights, it seemed quite comfortable for them, but Portrait Goblins have managed to get in two consecutive fights, two really good engaging hooks to sort of take the fight and separate 31 APM, and you could tell it's made them a bit uncomfortable, I think.
Yeah, it's obviously it's posed a question to them of how do we make sure we win the team fight now.
Yeah, I think without the kidnap, I think 31 APM will feel confident enough for team fights, but they just need to position themselves so that Portrait Goblins can't get that hook.
Yeah, I think both teams are going to play fairly safe now until they see the next objective spawn.
Bruiser camp on top right, up in 50 seconds. We could see a bit of a fight over that. Here comes Stitches looking for a hook. Ooh, nearly got that Greymane. That would have been big
Greymane
trouble.
just effectively standing still and hoping it missed.
Yeah, it's the best way sometimes. So the Bruiser camp will get cleaned up on top. Portrait Goblins rotating down.
Yeah, they want to push something, but they can't decide what right now. They're like, we didn't get the gank, what next?
Stitch is taking a lot of damage here. Ring of Frost misses. Johanna's quite low.
Sonya's in deep now. Here comes the falling sword, which is going to be pretty much
Nice hook on the Jaina through everybody, and she's in a lot of trouble here.
a nice leap against Sonya, just keeping that pressure on the back line. Greymane gets deleted though, and that's going to be the end of this fight. Li Ming got the reset, nearly got the Jaina kill as well. There's the Gorge on Sonya, and I think they're going to have to accept that Sonya's got to save herself here, which she's not going to do.
Yeah, they need to back out here. It's 2-1 kills in favour of Portrait Goblins, and I think 31 APM have to cut the losses here. And
yeah, as soon as that Li Ming orb hit that Greymane, the fight was over.
yeah. The Entomb didn't come out there. Interestingly, Leoric has gone for Shroud of the Dead King, which gives him protected for 3 seconds. There was a few times in that fight where I feel like a Silence Entomb would have got massive value.
Oh yeah. I mean, not going for a Silence Entomb is always a wrong decision.
So, 31 APM showing a bit of interest in the camp, but ultimately playing it safe. Optimistic hook from Stitches, but 31 APM playing it safe.
Yeah, they just need their kill timers now. Hopefully not lose this objective too quickly.
Yeah, there's 3 catapults on top, soon to be 4 if that camp gets taken out. So that's potentially a bit of pressure on top if Portrait Goblins don't scout it out. Everyone is back for 31 APM, but they might struggle to get it here in time to contest.
Yeah. I mean, Johanna's in deep. There's the cast bullet on the Stitches.
Nice shields from Medivh.
Ooh. And they're going in to save that Johanna.
She's taking a lot of tower damage here.
Every time the cast bullet's gone out on Stitches, and the Medivh is just shield Stitches, expecting the follow-up, and it's worked really well for them.
Yeah.
But here comes the re-engage. Obviously, nearly everything's been used from 31 API side, except for Falling Sword, which we are seeing now.
A lot of damage going out to Medivh, but he's okay for now.
Greymane just tanking Leoric auto attacks.
Portrait Goblins will get the objective in a second, and they might benefit from the stun of the Punisher if 31 APM and not careful. But Jaina gets hooked in, and surely she's doomed. Through the portal, chasing her, and she goes down.
Is Sonya going to pressure top now? Could do.
I
think
she should go core. 2 catapults, go win the game.
Yeah, or at least force someone to back.
Yeah. I think it's dangerous for Sonya to help defend here, to be honest. Although she is clearing bot to try and save the keep.
don't worry about the keep now. That's a lost cause. Just think about saving the core. And Greymane's going top now, and it's too far for him to rotate. It should have been the Sonya just because she was already there.
Yeah.
Nice leap, but the Punisher's also using his leap. Right Wing trying to save the Sonya. She managed to save the Sonya, died herself, and they are not going to be able to defend this. Greymane's hitting core, but he's still got a shield to deal with.
Yeah.
No. He wants the Sonya back, so they had to stay, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So that's GG. The match goes to Portrait Goblins.
Yeah, very well
More
played.
points go to you as well. That was very well played, indeed.
Yeah, I think the early game, they weren't quite getting the hooks. They were falling behind a little bit, losing the objectives, but it's a sign of a good team to sort of ride it out and, you know, just wait for your comp to come online, start working, and push on from there.
Yeah, really nice played. And even though I lost the points to you, I'm a little bit glad that the kidnap comp worked.
Allow me to request an interview.
Yeah, go for it. Just gonna have a chomp of my dinner. Who was the captain playing in that last game?
For Portrait Goblins?
Yeah.
That was Colby. So, just finding out the winner's interview.
They might be too busy celebrating.
Quite possibly. Oops. Screen, there we go. So yeah, Portrait Goblins coming out 2-1 winners for their first victory of the season.
Yeah, and they had to work for that. That was really nicely contested.
Yeah.
I think they'll be pretty happy with that win.
Yeah, when these two teams faced off last season, I didn't see the game, but looking back at the stats, it looked quite decisive in the way of Portrait Goblins, but I think this match today could have definitely gone either way. Very well contested. Yeah, I kind of felt like that final match was going in the favour of 31 APM, but Portrait Goblins played really well and managed to turn it around.
It was going really well in their favour, and then they just lost a few consecutive team fights, and suddenly all the momentum swung the other way.
Yeah.
And they just weren't able to come up with a solution to save that person that was being kidnapped.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like we're getting an interview.
It doesn't. We can give it another minute or two.
Yeah. I think if you replayed that final fight, it could have gone the other way easily.
Definitely, yeah. And it would have been interesting to see if the Sonya had gone core at the end there, like we both thought she would, or thought that she could have.
Yeah, I think she would have at least shocked them enough to make someone back to deal with her.
Yeah.
And then she can back, and then they've got the numbers advantage for defending core. And to be fair, when she leaped in and got all of them in that leap, there was a spark of hope before the Punisher just said nope. No captain's interview, I don't think.
No, I'm used to captains immediately going back to the match lounge and saying GG or something along those lines.
Yeah.
But
obviously too busy in chat just high-fiving each other and having a good time.
Okay, well, if I don't hear back in the next 30 seconds, then I guess we'll leave it there, unless have you got any other thoughts about the match?
No, nothing huge. I think it's going to be really nice for Portrait Goblins to get the win. Like we said, both teams only had a handful of wins last season, so they would have known that this was their opportunity to get a point on the scoreboard, climb up the league a little bit.
Yeah.
So yeah, every kind of opportunity like that, they've got to seize it. It was really telling the difference on for Skyer, wasn't it? That it just wasn't a map that they were as comfortable with.
Yeah,
Or
definitely.
rather, that it was a map that 31 API was very comfortable with.
Yep.
So yeah, good to see that the final map was more neutral grounds, and we had another really close game.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, I mean, they had a strategy, they pulled it off. Could still do with some room for improvement, but yeah, looked fun.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if this can kickstart the season for Portrait Goblins. So 2 losses, but now they bounced back with a win. If they pull out comps like that, it always gives the other team something to think about, something to worry about. So could see them rise up the division rapidly if they.
And don't forget, from the point of view of 31 API, you had a sub playing for you.
That's true.
So there as well, you're not necessarily as comfortable as you could have been, and that was a very close game. So yeah, don't be too disheartened by it, because there's no reason to think that if you're playing with your usual squad, that I mean, even with the sub, that game could have gone their way very easily.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, something to think about.
Yeah. Okay,
All
right.
right.
Well, I've still not heard back,
Putting
so
an end to the stream.
yes, we'll call it there. Thank you everyone for watching. It's a good game.
Cheers for watching. Well played, everyone.
Yep. All right. Cheers for that, and we'll see you all soon.
Bye.
Bye.